introduce yourself?
Okay, I never know how to introduce myself. I'm Gassira. Should I give my age? Yes, I'm 44, I think. I'm 79 births. I was born in 79, but then I stopped calculating. So I believe you born on one date, you don't have to do it every year and say, oh, this is my birthday. Okay, I know, so I don't count it anymore. It keeps me young.
Actually, you are born where?
In Djibouti.
It is so amazing. Like, you are the first Djiboutian woman I meet somewhere else in the world. I have to be honest.
Wow.
I mean, Djibouti is a very small country,
Oh my
right?
God. Djibouti, it's so small, my dear. You know, you want to have fun. When people used to ask me, where you from? And I was so happy to tell them, I'm from Djibouti. And people were like, where is that? At the 10th time, I was tired when I was in Canada telling them, where is Djibouti? So I invented a word. I'm like, Wirwa. I'm like, where is Wirwa? Look at the mapping and you will find out.
If you look at the African map, right? If my hand is the African map, Djibouti is here.
Exactly.
And Morocco is like here. And this is like, I don't know how many times Russia you have to put in between to reach there, right?
True.
So, for me, you are, like, the moment I met you, and I also, when I read your Instagram, you are doing hypnosis. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes, hypnosis. Yeah.
So
I think I'm the only Djiboutian guy doing that.
Super interesting because right. So for me, you are a big interesting mix of putting a lot of cultures, spirituality. I don't know how is your way with religion. Putting the African, the East African, I have to say, because it's very different.
True, it's different,
Putting the East African culture, spiritual, every culture influence, mixing it with Canada, France, shaking it, spitting it out in North Africa for the moment.
Exactly.
Because you already also said that East Africa is pulling you, like it's pulling you back, right?
Yes.
So, and this is why it's so interesting for me to meet someone like you, because honestly, I travel a lot on the African continent, but to find someone so open, traveled, like for me, you have a very wide horizon.
True.
Right? I don't know how often you meet similar people on this continent. I don't know. Maybe because you're in the scene and we always attract more.
Not even because. Sometimes I always say to my social media, I'm an alien. I feel like I'm an alien. I'm so different of the way people think. I think completely differently now.
But always? Are you born like that?
I think I was born like that.
I need to talk to your mom.
I think, Lina, I was born like that. But since I was into this environment, this family, and the way of thinking of those people, my family, then I didn't show them who I was. Traveling made me realize that, okay, I'm different, so let's show it to the world. And this is why I did the social media. My social media is only 5 years, by the way, that I'm into those Instagram and stuff like that. So why I was in France, married, and I'm like, I cannot believe I'm the only one who's thinking like that.
I have to go out.
Exactly. And then this is how I put my thing together. And oh my God, I was so impressed to see all of those women who were just like me, thinking the way I am, thinking differently.
I don't really even remember how we met, but how did we meet?
Through Facebook, because I was looking for a videographer. Yeah.
True. And when you told me you're from Djibouti, I was super excited to meet you.
Yes.
Because I have been to Djibouti, and I think it was 2009 or 11 or something like that. And why did I go to Djibouti? I was in Ethiopia, and I read there is whale sharks
True.
in Djibouti.
Yeah.
So that was making me go into Djibouti, and I never really read about it before because I tried to not read about countries before I go to have an open mind, and I was shocked for two things. One was how amazing that there's just whale sharks, and I mean, I was with US Army at that time. It was a lot of army,
yes,
a lot of
they
military.
still, yeah.
And the second was, I mean, how poor rich It is.
True.
It is a gap like.
But isn't it everywhere in Africa? Lena, I want to know.
It is everywhere in Africa, but to be honest,
Middle class
maybe
do not
because
exist.
it's such a small country.
You can see it.
You
True.
see it directly.
True.
And like the high richness, like the
True.
incredible richness thrown in your
True.
face next to someone that doesn't know.
Well, in 2009, it's because lot of middle classes, they travel. So since they had enough money to travel, so I guess they all went to other countries. So of course it become a big gap. No middle classes anymore. True. I heard that a lot of times. Yes, true that.
So as a Djiboutian girl,
Yes.
I mean, how did you end up here in Morocco?
Oh my God. My God, this is my life story, my dear. How did I end up in France first?
Canada,
France.
France.
I'm a traveler, Lena. I'm a traveler. When I was young, actually, my mother, I didn't want to travel. I love Africa. But I was 18. I did my high school in Addis Ababa, by the way. And then when I came back to Djibouti, I was like, okay, I'm ready. I want to work. I wanted to work with my father or whatever. And my mom have this complex of, she didn't study a lot, so she want her kid to study. And she's like, oh no, I want to send you. Some people are going to Canada. You will go with them. Blah blah blah. And then she sent me without me wanting. Now today I'm thanking her because, of course, it was a beautiful. Exactly. That's what make me who I am today. But at first I was not happy going to Canada, but I still went because we listen to our African parents. You know how it is. So I was exactly.
It's not the question.
It's not a question. It's you go.
Yeah.
So I went to Canada through her sister who lived there. Blah blah blah. They did some paperwork for me, so I can be a Canadian. Oh my God, crazy. Long story short, I had to today. That's why. Oh my God, should we go there? This is where we're going something crazy. So I went to Canada.
Well, how old were you at that time?
18.
18
years old.
So you kind of like you grew up in Djibouti, but you studied
in Canada,
in Ethiopia first.
Actually, yes, I was born in Djibouti. I grew up in Djibouti, but then again, what happened is in Djibouti, the teacher were doing some griefs or stuff like that. The school was not that good or something. So my mom was like, okay, something is going on. You don't have classes most of the time. You go to Addis Ababa. So she sent us to one of her friend, and we stayed with her friend, and we were going to Lycée Gabriel Mariam, which is a French high school.
And I have to say, this is a very, I don't want to generalize, but it's a very African way to send your children to friends, family members for their best chances.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Because in Europe, you would think like you can't just take your daughter and send her to the friend of a cousin in.
True. Exactly. But then again, me too. Today, I will never do that to my baby.
Interesting. Why not?
You see, why not? Because I think she first of all, I mean, I don't know. When you're young, I will not do it today because I think she can. I mean, she's young. A kid is young, so you have to take care of her, and then you don't send her. Even though she take care of us because she was paying the school and all of that, but we were not approximate with her.
Yeah.
You see. Well, today I'm thanking her because it's still this is who I am because of her.
Yeah.
So I want to travel everywhere. I'm not scared of anything because of that detachment.
Yeah. What is the way you are? What are your core values? Can you put them? Like, can you?
Oh my God, where can we start?
It's a hard question. It's so big, but let's try to bring it down. Let's try to see. So what are the core values you're living for? Like,
what my core values? I want the world to think completely differently. The way the world is thinking now, it's crazy, Lena. Let's be honest. People are still hating themselves. People are still fighting themselves. The world is upside down. There is war. So I'm like, I don't understand how humans can think like that. I don't understand. It's not even into my way of seeing stuff. Like people fighting. I don't understand why people fight each other. Just to give you an example.
Yeah,
that I don't understand.
I ask myself this question all the time. I listen a lot to Eckhart Tolle, and he said maybe there is a little disease or something. Maybe there is a dysfunction in the human brain.
True.
You know,
because of the stress. Thank you.
Because we seem to repeat wherever we are this base hatred, jealousy,
exactly,
neediness, greediness, right? That
just to give you an example, when I was young and I was going to the school, and my mom was like, "Oh, you see, this girl is better than you. You can do it like her. You can even do it better." And she was talking about competition, and me as a young child, I'm like, "Is my mom normal?" This person is completely different from me. What I'm doing and what she's doing is completely different.
It should be no.
When I was young, I was thinking like that. I'm like, my mom is so she's petty. The way she's thinking is so petty.
Small, yeah.
I was thinking like that.
Wow.
Like, this is not normal to think the way my mom is thinking. Competition is not in my DNA.
Very, very interesting. And I mean, what an honor for your mom to have a daughter like that. I don't know if she can see it that way today.
She thinks, like last time when she talked to me, she looked at me like if I'm normal. Because this is why I told in my Instagram, I'm like, this is the war of frequency. When you think different, people who think different from you, they will look like you crazy. And us, we look at them like they are crazy. You see what I mean? Frequency. I think it's like a radio, you know? Yeah. I have a radio on this channel and they have on the other channel. So we can talk, but we don't understand each other most of the time.
Are your parents very traditional?
No, they are mostly Occidental way of thinking than traditional. This is the funny part.
When you grew up in Djibouti, would you say you grew up with the feeling of having many chances, like with the world open to your feet?
Always.
Or was it a struggle?
Always. No, in Djibouti, you know, we don't have this traditional. It's maybe some houses, but here, it's Occidental way of thinking. So you're free. You are. No, I didn't think that I was. It was freedom way of thinking anyways. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Super beautiful.
Yeah.
And do you have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I'm the elder. Older.
The oldest?
Yes, I'm the older. And I have two small sisters and two small brothers.
Are they like you? Are they following your footpath or are they on the other frequency?
It's so funny. I think they are in the other frequency, but then again they listen to me.
Yeah.
They listen to me even though I sound crazy to them sometimes.
So you are an inspiration in a way.
I think, I think,
you're planting seeds.
Exactly, yeah.
And so, when you went to Addis Ababa, right, to study, you said your mom sent you to her sister or someone, then to France, right, or to Canada.
Actually, yes. Then I went back to Djibouti, and then to Canada to her sister. Yeah, I was 18. So,
what was your mother's planned way for you?
You see how you always want when you have I call it a complex, when you see people think that you didn't study a lot, then people think of you like you are nothing. You see, so she was like, oh, I don't want my kids to be nothing, which is not wrong. It's not because you didn't study a lot of whatever that you are dumb. So that's her dream was to travel, work, come back with a lot of diplomas and stuff like that. Yeah.
All that she didn't do.
All that she didn't do. Yes. That was her.
And your father, was he open-minded?
My father he's a peace and love guy, so he's not into that. Yeah.
Wow. And then you went to. First,
Canada.
you went to Canada.
I went to Canada.
How did that feel? As you say, you love the African continent, and you are a pure African. Then you go to Canada.
I know.
How was that?
Canada, Lena, was just unbelievable, because first you pass by the state, Today I'm telling you how it works, huh? It's a funny thing. So first you pass by the States, and then you go to the frontier, and then you go to Canada. And Canada, it's so different. It's another world. It's another frequency. I love talking with saying the word frequency. It's another frequency. Canada made me really open my wide. Even though, like I say earlier, like a couple of months ago, I'm like, I want to repudiate the passport, the Canadian passport. I want to give it back. Yes, I don't want to have the Canadian passport because I don't feel comfortable with the way I had this Canadian passport. I had to lie, Lena. They made me lie. They told me, oh, you have to say that your country didn't, you know how they are, oh, the country is not good, that my father wanted to marry me.
To come up with a...
exactly. And you know, I was young.
The bullshit story, the tragedy.
Lena, oh my God. You know how you, and you go in face of a judge and you tell him, you're lying to a judge saying, oh, my father made me marry an older guy and now he wants to do excision.
Who came up with that story for you?
My mother, sister.
Yeah.
Because my mother, she's not into that, but my mother, sister, and her, the people over there.
I mean, they all want the best for you, right? And I think in today's, already obviously last world, but like years before, people were so connected, they know how to get things, right? I mean...
True, but then again, lying, it's not good for your soul.
Yeah.
It's not fair. Yes, I'm happy I had the Canadian passport. I could travel. You know how you have the what do you call it, the white privilege? You know how they call it the
freedom.
white, the freedom. You go to any country without a visa. I had that. The white privilege thing. So because of my Canadian passport, but now I really wanted to give it away, and I want to stay with the Djiboutian passport because it's not. It's not authentic. I want to be authentic. I want to be like clean hair, and this is a lie. So
I feel you. But isn't it also crazy that, I mean, that we humans create these limits and borders, and I mean this privilege, like what we call privilege, it's a word, right? But we all have, we all understand what stands behind it.
True.
But it's created by humans.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah, of course, frontier never existed.
Yeah.
Like in my tribe, like we are nomads. Frontier never existed, but today it does exist, unfortunately. And I don't want to have a Canadian passport with this lie.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to continue this old lie.
So how did it feel coming from Djibouti to Canada? I mean, different culture, different people. I mean, I guess
everything
a white
different.
Person's world also, right?
Oh my God.
And you were not that young anymore. You were
I was 18, 19, right? 18
Mm-hmm.
years old. It was completely different because I get rejected by a lot of Djiboutian who lives there because of my tribe. Apparently, my tribe is the president's tribe. But the president never did something for us. You see what I mean? It's not because we are in the same tribe that we're eating the money, because this is how they think. A lot of Djiboutian. So Djiboutian was rejecting me. We're like, oh,
it's like racism
everywhere. Lena, everywhere. Djiboutian were like, oh, why you here? I'm talking about the young. Oh, why you here? You have everything. Your uncle have the country. I'm like, he's not my uncle, guys. It's not because we are in the same tribe that he's my uncle. But this is the way they think. So Djiboutian were rejecting me. Somalis, because my ethnic is Somali also. And Somalis were like, okay, you Djiboutian, you so French way of thinking. The only people who accepted me is from Haiti.
Eritrea.
No, Haiti. How do you call it? Haiti.
Haiti.
Yes.
Yes. Right, because I was still thinking on the East African coast.
The only people who really.
Interesting.
Yes, because African people, they see my hair. Like West Africa, they're like, oh, you guys are mixed. You guys are mixed, or you guys are, what do you call it? It's crazy how people
because your hair is long.
Because of my hair is long and it's yes, exactly. They were like, oh, you are mixed, you must be Arabs or whatever, you are not African. So you keep being rejected by everywhere, everybody. So where am I belong? Where do I belong? Asian people were like, come on, sister, you belong here. So I had Asian friends.
I mean, can you believe what you
Humans,
just
huh?
tell me? It's like, that is crazy. That
It's
must have been a
crazy,
really
nah.
crazy experience.
It was, but then again, it's grow you up, so you grow up faster.
Wow.
You grow up faster.
Wow,
Yeah.
but this is also a gift, like an experience you can only have if you go. I mean, if we just
True.
if we don't say Western country, but in Western countries, I feel it. The cool thing is a lot of nationalities are coming there,
True.
so you experience so many different
Oh my God,
cultures,
yeah.
right? So it's really like a colorful bag. And yeah, you can be with this. You can be with Asian people. You can be with
Everywhere,
you know,
with everybody, yes.
and crazy. So
It's
how many years did
crazy.
you spend in Canada?
So I came back in 2004. So I think it was 1998 to 2004.
1998
Yeah, to 2004, yes. 2004.
Wow.
I came back to Djibouti.
Yeah.
And then I started directly working with the family.
So you went working with the family.
Yeah.
What you wanted before? What does it mean working with the family?
Because my family has, my mom's sister has a travel agency.
Maybe I booked my plane ticket to their place.
True,
Very
yes,
possible.
yeah. Probably, yeah.
Is it in Djibouti City?
Yes.
Yeah. Possible.
Possible, yeah, possible. So my mom's sister has a travel agency, so I start working with her, and she has a little resort in an island. So I was managing the small resort there. So I was working there, and I'm like, this is not my life. I don't see doing that all of my life. But still, I was still working. Then I worked 2 years with in the American base, still doing travel, but with American military.
A lot of military in Djibouti.
Everywhere.
Why?
My dear, because of the, we what do you call it? Gubet al Kharab, I think. We have this little place where all the transit pass by. So now we have all type of military. It's not only American. We have Japanese. The first and the only one, I think, Japanese base in the world is in Djibouti. We have Chinese. We have German, by the way. German are the one who are staying in the Sheraton Hotel.
The Red Cross. that really that was also a shock for me. I think when I went to Djibouti, it was so damn hot.
Oh, right? Yeah, exactly.
So it was so hot, and I had this amazing excursion with the whale sharks, and the next day I needed to go somewhere just to cool down, and I was sneaking into the massive hotel. Was it Sheraton? I don't know. Really big hotel. You are in the pool and you look at I sneak in there, and as a white, you can just walk in with a towel, and then nobody stops you. And I had my own food and water in the rucksack. It was like, there was crazy experience because somehow I was surrounded by expert women. Yeah. And they told me about their life and how they felt to be living in Djibouti. And so I had this military experience on the whale shark tour. I had the local Djiboutian people, but more the poor side, because I looked for a really cheap place to stay. I mean, I slept in a room with a toilet, and that's it, right? Like a bunk bed. But for $35.
It's expensive.
So that's why I told you I found it crazily expensive.
Yeah, Djibouti is really, really expensive. That's why I grew up in the tourism industry, and when I'm here in Morocco, I'm like, they have everything here in Morocco. Like, I cannot, it's normal that the tourism is like crazy because they have everything. And I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was born Moroccan. I will do a lot of things in the tourism industry, you see? But yeah, in Djibouti it's expensive because we import everything. Yeah. We don't have nothing. Even the vegetables, we bring it from Ethiopia, my dear.
And this is so crazy. But it's a very dry country, right?
But I think...
It could be.
It could be.
Permaculture can work.
Exactly.
I mean, they make permaculture.
If they put money in it, yes, they can. I don't understand why. That's why I'm telling you, I think differently from humans, Lina. How come a president don't think of that?
To feed their
Exactly.
plants. But I mean, we all have our diseases. I mean, my country, Germany, it got really monoculture now. We really depend on a lot of imports.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and also, I mean, if you look all the coast of West Africa, when I just traveled, the food comes from Morocco. You stand in Senegal at the market, woman, you're like, where are your carrots coming from? Morocco. You're like, what? You have more water than Morocco has.
Lena, you see, we think differently. I don't understand why. Is it the way to keep people poor? I think there is something. I think it's political. If the people need the government to get fed, then of course it's, I don't know. It's some kind of a slavery.
But isn't it, for me, the big question to everything I see, and it also took me time to understand, is self-responsibility.
True.
You know. Use my own brain, ask my own questions.
Exactly.
Start doing my own thing, not always wait for others.
Thank you.
To give me this or bring me this.
Merci. Thank you to correct me, because we all want to say it's because of the president, it's because of the government, but humans, what they do.
Yeah.
You know why? If I had my own house in Djibouti, maybe I will think of, oh, how can I get green? How can I make it green or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know why people don't think that
because we are lazy. I think we are lazy.
Yes.
And in the end I can always blame
because
someone else.
Work. Yeah, it's easier to always blame.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm
Thank
sick.
you for correcting me. Yes.
Doctor, what is my sickness? What can I do? I have education problem, or then the government. And yeah, in the big picture it's true.
Yeah.
But in the small picture, in today's world, where is the excuse? We can get any information that we want now.
Exactly.
Onto my phone. And every little village now, they have smartphones from China. Or they have internet faster than...
Telling me. I'm telling you. Yeah,
so,
you're absolutely right. So,
but then how, when you went back to Djibouti to work with your family business and in tourism, but now you work with hypnosis and you went to France and...
So what is... First, when I was to Djibouti, I was so different, Lena. I was not drinking alcohol. I was smoking cigarette because of it's in the culture and family. My family, everyone is smoking. Then first, of course, you think of smoking like them. But I was smoking cigarettes. And what happened is when I come back, I saw I was so different for them from the way they were thinking. And I'm like, okay, let me think like them. Let me be the way they are. And I think I did like, it wasn't me. I was like, what do you call it? I lost myself.
Yeah.
There you go. When you are not authentic anymore and you feel like you're the only one thinking the way you are, you're like, okay, I don't want to feel different. It's just too much. Because first, I was also a dark-skinned woman. There is not a lot of dark-skinned women in my country. There is a colorism. A lot of people, they bleach their skin.
But they have a dark skin, they just make it.
Exactly, they bleach it. I mean, come on. It's like...
And I was always in the solarium,
Exactly, I know. Humans are just crazy sometimes. Yeah. So, then I'm like, okay, this is not the way. This is not the way. So I went to India. I did my yoga teaching classes. I needed to come back to me. So I come back to me, and while I was working still with the family, I had free tickets. Of course, you are a travel agency. So I was taking a plane. I have my Canadian passport. That's privilege. No need visa. Going to...
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. Exactly. So going to... and thanks to the Canadian government. So traveling around, doing my... each time I did a modality of healing modalities for me, then I learn it. And this is how I finished being an hypnotherapist. Because I knew, I sit with myself. Have you heard of what Ikigai?
Yeah.
I did my Ikigai. And Ikigai, what I'm doing here...
Explain for the people who don't know it.
Okay. Ikigai is like, it's a Japanese philosophy. Well, you have to find what makes you vibe. Yeah, I mean, so you don't get old and... what do you call it? So you don't get old and working because of you need to feed yourself, or you have to find the perfect job that you will bring to the humanity. At the same time, you get paid for it, and you never get tired of it because you love it.
Like your purpose.
Your purpose, yes. And my purpose was like that. I was always the one helping people, finding solution for them. I was doing it for free, and then I'm like, okay, that I know I did my ikigai, and I know that I can do my job until 100 years old, and I will not get tired of it because I love learning from other people. Yeah, and helping them find a solution for their blockage.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, and it's so beautiful how, I mean, a Japanese philosophy.
Exactly, you see?
I mean, and this is that's the beauty of the world.
True.
Right? I mean,
True.
I always feel like we have a million paths leading to the same direction.
It's the same direction.
So, you know, there's ikigai, there's other ways you can find your purpose, and purpose is just another word for other things.
True.
The same as, I mean, to make it like big, when we call things universe or God.
God, it's the same.
It's the same. We speak about the same things, and the moment we open, or we have the chance to open to the world, this information can all come in, and it's like I pick the fruits from the tree, right?
True.
Like in paradise,
exactly,
you know?
Exactly.
Maybe that is paradise.
It is paradise, because you do your own paradise anyways. Yes, you can do your own here, what do you call it, enfer, and you can also do your own paradise.
And do you believe, I mean, you had the chance, you said you always felt kind of like abundant and have an open perspective, but I feel a lot of people, I mean, not just with a limited passport, but I mean, I can speak for a German that has a passport that can go to most countries in the world, but we have people that feel limited and small, like they feel their world is small and they don't have chances. So where does this chance come from? Like, to be honest, like, where is the real chance for your life, for developing the life that is for you, your ikigai life, your purpose life? Where does this chance really come from?
I don't think it's a chance. This is our word, because I always tell my husband, I'm like, oh, we are lucky. Oh, we are lucky. No, actually, it's not luckiness. It's I work from it.
Yeah.
I work from it. I had the courage to take my clothes on, because if we take our clothes, we are nude. It's like people see Gassira, they see the dark skin, but if you take all of that, who you are, I'm just a soul like every other soul. You see what I mean? So when it's not a chance, it's like, are you ready to just be out of who you are, your environment? It's not a chance. I don't call it a chance. Is it
again self-responsibility, maybe also? Is it again to take what is there? To take what I have now?
It's our life. Yes, I think it's our life rights. Abundance is really our life rights, Lina.
So I decide to be abundant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I decide to be abundant. Exactly. I was always abundant, and what I wanted, you see, let's start thinking like a kid. A kid will always be like, oh, a kid will never be like, he will always find something to play with. He is always bright, he's always surprised, he's always happy, and that happiness make you abundant. I think again, it's a vision thing. It's a vision thing, Lena. Even when I had nothing, I didn't think like I was not having something.
Maybe when people are listening to us, they think, wow, Gassira, she always had the chances. I don't have the chances. She comes from a family that supported her, a mother that wanted to push her out of the house, like to have all the possibilities. I did not have this. Maybe my family has no money, I have the wrong passport, I have the skin color that is not open me the world, people look at me always like this, or whatever I do is like that. So what would you say to a person like that?
That's a good question. What I will say is, you do your own reality. Yes, I'm the one who grabbed those possibilities. I'm the one who created those possibilities. I'm sure I'm the one who pushed doors. I'll give you an example. I didn't have money when I was paying for my Indian yoga classes. I mean Indian courses. But what I did, I believe in the law of attraction. And my office was there, and I had a, what do you call it, a wall. My computer was there, and I had a wall, and I put a wrong diploma. I put my name on it, and I put the diploma here, Lena. Every morning
for yourself.
Exactly. And you know why I did that, Lena? Because I wanted to do yoga, but the classes were ending. I was still working. I was finishing at 7 p.m. and the classes were from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So I'm like, I need to do my own yoga class. Then I will not depend on someone. So I took a fake diploma. I put my name and I put it there. And every day I was looking. 3 months later, I found the course and I found the money. I had a small money, and I'm like, okay, I need to. I asked my small sister. I'm like, I need to borrow money because I need to do these classes, and this is how I did the yoga, Indian yoga training for 40 days.
It is so interesting what you say, because really, like, we always get of what we think, and the problem often is, but I was thinking and focusing so much on getting that, but inside myself I felt the emptiness. I felt that
Thank you.
You know, I didn't come from a place of abundance. Like what you did is you created that future already. So you look at your diploma, you say,
for me, yes, exactly.
You know,
thank you, exactly.
And that's the big difference, because I always get from what I send out from inside.
Thank you. That's exactly that. I felt like I already have the diploma because it was already in my wall. So I was happy with it.
And there's a really, like, I think every one of us, it makes sense to sit down, quiet down, and really ask yourself, when I want something, from where do I come? And what I found out just lately for myself, also the belief system. You know, so if I have phrases I'm telling myself, this is also, I have to let go of them. I have to first see what is it that I'm telling myself. This can be something like, for me, for example, was I am not worth it, you know, or money is not good, or rich people are exactly. I don't know, in Germany we say rich people smell, right?
Yes,
but if you is this still in me? Because that means I will always block myself from being valued, from being paid well for my amazing work,
and sometimes, Lina, people need to understand that it's in their environment. It's like they have this way of thinking because of their parents. Because their parents were thinking like that, it's in their DNA. They have to take it out.
Yeah.
You see? Because someone will come, oh, I'm not like that. I don't understand, Gassira, Lina, what you guys are talking about. Me too, I'm happy. But in your unconscious, I mean...
In the unconscious.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's innate. So then you have to free yourself from the way your parents were thinking. When you stop thinking, you have this small voice, and it's your soul speaking with you. You know, you're conscious. And then this is how it's like, it's aha moment. Like, oh, yeah, true.
Why hypnosis?
Alors, how did I start hypnosis? People don't even know what our brain can do. I believe, like I told you earlier, I believe in the strength of the body. I believe in the strength of our brain and our hearts. And this is why I did hypnosis, because I was so interested of the brain, how it is managed, how human brain is managed. And when I was younger, like, that's why I've told you I'm an alien, because when I was younger, I was what do you call it, observing.
Observating.
Yes, humans. Have you heard of telepathy?
Yeah.
Lina? I'm sure I am a telepath. I found out how to cut. I don't hear people mind. I know how to cut it, how to cut it. But when I was younger, Lina, I was hearing how humans were talking. Like, if adults were lying to me, I knew they were lying to me.
Crazy.
It's crazy. And I know there's a lot of people who are telepaths and they don't know why.
Bigger question, isn't everyone having
I think it is. I think everyone has it. I'm sure because
Mm-hmm.
then I practice it, Lena. Then I practice my telepathy. But I'm sure a lot of humans are telepaths. And I'm sure this is how telephone, they did the telephone. It's telepathy on telephone, no?
I have this so often, and it is crazy. I mean, I have no words for it. And people, I think about someone, I haven't spoken to them for 2 years, and I get a message.
True. Oh, you told me that last time. I forgot to tell you. Lena, you're a telepath.
And it's the most crazy thing, like last week I had a friend, she moved here, and she's very spiritual. Mm-hmm. Very spiritual person, and I wanted to learn Arabic, and I did the Duolingo, and because it's for free, it's always with advertisement. It stressed me, and then I found out, you can have the family package or something. So I was like, who could be a family Duolingo learner with me? And I promise you, in the evening she came to me and she said like, weren't you the one that were looking for a Duolingo family because we have a place in our Duolingo family? I was like, shocking. I mean,
Nina, telepathy, it's so normal. Like, you know why I love Russian? Russian have those smartest technology. Mm-hmm. Like really, Russia have smart technology, and telepathy is something normal to them.
But why do they need technology if we all can do telepathy?
This is what they call technology. I'm talking about humans technology. I mean, they use humans.
Okay, you go back to your skills.
Absolutely. Military have telepathy, by the way. This is how they found Saddam Hussein, by the way. Google it, my dear. It's all hiding. I don't know why they hide it. Now it's what we call it, it's the era of communication. Nowadays, it's the era of communication. Nothing is they cannot hide anything anymore. But telepathy is so normal. They use it. The military, they use it. The Chinese military, they use it. You always have a guy who will stop and be in a meeting room, and he's not talking. You don't know why this guy is here. He's just listening to your brain.
I mean, so crazy. And so crazy that you felt that. I mean, I think maybe most of us had moments like that one time, but maybe we didn't take it serious.
Exactly, you didn't. Me, I took it seriously because I was like, something is not normal. I was listening to a lot of voices. Then you have to do a lot of meditation to just cut it. Now I cut it. I don't listen to people mind or whatever. Even I don't do that. I don't have time for that because it takes you a lot of energy to do that sometimes, because you can, if someone is saying, oh, this one is ugly, you take it personally, like, oh, so I cut it. I don't do it anymore. So telepathy, since I found out, I'm like, hypnosis is the same thing.
And where did you study hypnosis then?
Mama, Dubai, because hypnosis, you don't even have only one branch. You have so many branches. You have the French one is Ericksonian, and then you have the American one. I think all of them. Now I finished it with the Italian way. I'm telling you, I'm so into that. Now I do in the Italian way, and it's different now. You are not the one who I will put hypnosis on, because sometimes your mental is so strong, you can try to hide your stuff. You see, I use a telepath, which we have the same training. Emily is a French girl. She lives in a village, and Emily will go into trance, and she will copy your brain, what's going on into your brain.
Wow.
And she will tell me, and you listen to her. You listen to the story she's telling you through your brain, what's going on.
So, hypnosis, okay? When I was a child, there was a show, and there was hypnosis. Magician guy, and he make like this, and then he told.
That's different. That's not good, by the way.
Okay, so that we all understand what we are talking about.
No.
What
that's not good. This is not a show hypnosis. This is the type of hypnosis I do. It's you stay, you relax, I will put what we call it induction. Induction, I think in English, I don't know. Induction. It's like 10, 9, and then you put your mind into what we call a theta brainwave.
Like a
it's
deep
like
sleep.
Exactly. Not sleep, but like dream. Yeah, it's like theta. It's before sleeping the way you are. Exactly. Now you are in the theta. We call it brain wave. Theta brain wave is where you are in the dream zone kind of thing. So then you can tell, your conscious can tell me what's going on. What you're hiding, you can tell me. Not your bank account number. I'm telling you. Because people are like, oh, you will find out my bank account. No, it's not, doesn't work like that because you're still here. You're still here with me. So.
It's the next step.
Exactly. True, like the movie. I love that movie, Induction. I don't know, I think it's Induction now. The movie who talks about dreams parts. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's not the way. That's not the case, but just in theta. So, for example, you're telling me, Gassira, I have my leg is not working. I have trouble with my leg. I don't understand. Blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, let's put you in hypnosis. Then I'll put you in hypnosis. You'll be in the dream zone, and you will remember what happened. You will know, your conscious know. Every human know what's happened to them. They're just hiding it because they don't want to know. Sometimes it hurts.
Yeah.
So you will tell me, oh, Gassira, I did that and I don't feel good about what I did, and that's why my leg now is broken, because the body is talking to you.
And it's interesting what you say. It doesn't mean a car hit me and I forgot about it. And that's why my hip is hurting.
No.
It's more like, I don't know. I did something against my value, and then my body shows.
Exactly.
It's the thing like we told before. You said before, I want to give back my Canadian passport because I guess somehow in your body something is out of alignment.
Exactly. It's not correct. It's not authentic. There you go.
See?
Yeah.
This is so interesting. This is really so interesting. Yeah. So this is the healing work you're doing right now, or this is one of the base?
It's one of the base. It's so many, my dear. What I do, sometimes it's out of this way of thinking. It's completely crazy. Sometimes you have so many stuff. Sometimes you have family. It's not like how they call it in African. Oh, juju, they put me stuff. No,
juju is like magic.
Yeah, magic. They put magic on me. No, nobody put magic. You put magic on yourself, my dear. You see, you put magic on yourself. You the one who accepted stuff, and I do believe in after life. I believe the fact that we don't just die and nothing happened. No, we die and we come back. For me.
Come back, or does the soul, the energy stays, or
the soul, the energy stays. For example, you die in this life and you did something really bad, whatever you did it really, then you come back with another body, but the energy, the feeling is still there.
The body could be anything.
Yes, you can be an African woman. You can be a white woman. You can be a Chinese woman. You can be.
And is it coincidence, or is it random, or do you get born in a body that is ready to learn the next step, or
it depends. It depends of how open-minded, how conscious you are. So if you are conscious, like Buddha or those Tibet people, they know they come back in the same family. In some African cultures, they come back in the same family. So that's why they always protect the womb. The woman womb, they're protecting it because their uncle will come back through this womb, or the grandfather, and they know in some African culture, indigenous, not only African, you can go to China or whatever, indigenous people who keep this traditional, they know. But now here, you just die, then you come back, American, New York. When I started, because most of the time I work with African women, I work with black women. It's so funny because when they found out they were white women in another life, they were like, it's so funny. I love that because some women they are so into African African vibe, and wow, you know how they nowadays people want to be like blackness, they want to show the African way, and she found out she was white in another life. Then okay, she become more and more conscious, like we are all the same at the end of the day.
Energy, right?
We are all energy. Thank you. But people want to stay with this body, and that's fine. It's okay. It's their way of conscious. Yeah.
And is that something? Okay, wait. There's so many things again. So why do you think you attract African women, especially because
it's so I love. Thank you for this question, Lena. I'll tell you why. Because of when I was young. Not younger, but when I was looking for women who were thinking like me, most of the people were white people, and I didn't mind taking their classes or because I knew she was bringing me stuff like that. But what I found out is I'm like, okay, now let me put. I love looking at human body. I told you, Lena, and I'm like, okay, let me put an Instagram that will represent who I am.
Yeah.
Black woman. So I put black woman, I put pictures of women. I do have white women who follow me, and they don't get frustrated that I'm always putting black women.
But you do it a little bit on purpose.
Exactly.
Is it a statement?
It's not that. It's just I'm black. I'm a black woman. So I want to know which one is the white smart who will go. She will
beyond
not look
color,
exactly
beyond outside. Beyond
Lena, I was so impressed. It's really rare. I do have maybe, I have, let's say, 3 white women who comes to my thing from hypnosis classes or stuff. What I do, only maybe 3 a year. Just because I have this blackness that I work and talk to. But for me, as a black woman, it never stopped me. Going through those
white woman
world.
Yeah,
you see, it's unbelievable. Huh? It's interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting how human world I love, and this is the funny thing. This is humans, Tina, Lina. When you look at humans, you will. When I was in India doing the yoga classes, they have a lot of shal. You call it shal?
Yeah.
Lot of shawls, and my sister wear veil. So I was buying veils for her, and it's with the fun of India. You wear veil, you yogi. So I would put it on Facebook, me with the veil. My mom fall in love with me, Lena. My daughter, finally she become Muslim. Finally. And I'm a telepath, so I saw the love she had. So people don't even see who I am inside, actually. They just stop with the clothes I'm wearing, and I'm like, okay. I went back with the veil just to see how human will react. Lena, the people of my friend, what I would call my friends, the people I was hanging with, they were like, okay, she's not her anymore. She wear a veil, now she become Muslim, she become an extremist. So I cut friends like that. And people who didn't like me because I was freedom, my hair was free, they were like, oh, Gassira, wow, now you know the road, now you know the...
Oh my God!
Lena, humans,
we are
humans,
so small. It's crazy. It's
crazy
because we have it all.
They stop with this clothes. The way what I'm wearing, it's enough for them. Let's not talk about the skin. What I'm wearing is enough. So that's how I understand humans will always be dumb. Actually, most of the humans are dumb, Nina. It's funny, huh? How people react. And this is how now I'm doing the same thing with the white woman. I look. It's rare to see.
Okay, but can you tell yourself free of this?
I am. Yeah? Honestly, I am free of this. I don't mind. But what I found, it's how do you cut off? And I don't know how to cut off. I don't mind working. You see how we're talking soul by soul. I don't see the colors. But I noticed that when let me tell you one more thing. I was the only black each time I did a class on what I'm doing, spirituality-wise. Workshop. yoga classes. I'm always the only black girl. I was tired, Lena.
Was there a man in the class?
No.
See, not even a man was there. So come on.
Only white, exactly. The only white black woman. So I wanted to offer that option to the women who look like me, like to be okay. Come here, like. This space is for you, so you can be who you are. You don't have to feel exotic, because once you go to a class and you are the only black, everybody will come to you and you become exotic. You see what I mean? So I wanted to take the exotism out of it. We want to work all together, and
I find it, I don't know, for me it's both. It's like we can always look at things as in a funny way, like, I mean, how
you have to,
we limit ourselves.
You have to work.
But sometimes it also makes me a little sad. For example, I find you brave. I find you very brave.
Me too. I find you brave too. By the way, you're the one who traveled to the car.
Yeah, and for me, the bravest thing to do today is not the traveling or the it's showing my real opinion or my standing on the social media world. Why I'm saying that is because I feel like a lot of people are so on the search. I think often people don't know what they are searching, and a lot of people are coming from this emptiness. So there's a lot of people that are full of sadness and hatred, and social media is an uncontrolled.
It's crazy. Social media is crazy.
I can go out with all my frustration and I throw it at you, right?
True.
And for me, sometimes I want to do Instagram because I like storytelling. I love storytelling, but I sometimes don't know what to say, because to be honest, I have no answer.
True.
And that's my truth. I have no answer. I don't know.
Too, yeah.
You know, I don't know. I know that I know nothing, but I'm comfortable with it. That's all I have to say.
True.
And I don't want to defend myself because I don't need to.
Exactly.
And I don't feel like I have to, because I know that what you're saying to me has more to do with you than with me. But at the same way, I want to connect.
True.
You know what I mean?
You see what I mean. I see what you mean. But then again, don't you think, like, you do women retreat, right? But you will always, the woman who will come to you is woman who knows your background, is German woman most of the time, right? Is woman.
I guess, yes. Yeah, because I don't know if is it that we trust more in what we know?
I think it is, because
you know what we could do? We make a retreat at the same time, right? Let's plan it. You plan yours, I plan mine, and on the day they arrive, we switch. You know, you're going to meet my woman. I go and I teach.
That would be funny to do that.
That would be so funny.
You will be so funny. That would be a funny thing to do. But yeah, I think people are comfortable with who they know and who they. I think that's how it is. But I noticed one thing, and I'm sure it's the other way around, Lena. As a black woman, I told you I went to white women retreats, like normal. Because I didn't see anything else, so I'm like, okay, let's do that. Oh, this person will teach me something. Oh, this person, and for me it was like that. But I noticed the other way around, it's a bit difficult.
Why?
I don't know. Because we don't have that space for us. You don't see a lot of black women who does what I'm doing. In the media, they don't see us.
Maybe, but okay.
In the media, we don't see black women doing what I'm doing.
And maybe it comes back to what I said in the beginning, that you are a true inspiration for me, and you are like a piece of gold that I fell over. And I mean, it's never randomly, because I feel like we attract each other, so nothing happens out of nothing.
I believe in that too.
But for example, I don't know, for me it's also a language thing. So I know your account is in French. Whoever wanna follow you, I'm gonna link you your account, but it is in French.
Yes, it's mostly in French.
You speak perfect English.
But then again, now I'm going to Kenya, and it might be English.
So you change your whole follower.
I have to start doing English. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you are like a book of interesting wisdom to me, and like a flower with many colors. That flowers is always also new, because
true.
And now when I just met you, you told me you're 44. Why I'm saying your age again is because you just became a mother.
Yes.
And you had the baby by yourself. I mean, what the heck?
Oh my God. Yes, Lina. I had the baby by myself. And the funny part, I never told anyone. Not even my mother knew about it. My father, my husband, parents
Didn't know that you were pregnant.
Nobody knew. I didn't tell you that. Nobody. Because if I tell people I'm pregnant, they will put their fear on me. I'm a telepath, remember? So I had to and I had the best grossesse, what do you call it? Pregnancy ever. No sickness, no nothing. It was peaceful, Lina.
Oh my God.
Peaceful.
How did you hide it?
Actually, I'm a big woman, like you see.
Come on, but a pregnancy. And you're not that big.
I mean, the pregnancy, she was small, I guess. I don't know. I wear big clothes and people didn't notice. And I'm far from my parents, so my family didn't know.
But, I mean, there's also other people, you know. There's friends, there's neighbors, there's...
The funny thing is, in France, I work online, so people only see my face. And I don't have a lot of friends in France. I didn't have a lot of friends in France.
So no one was so close to you to give their comments.
Exactly.
And with the comments come also the fears.
And I took a doula. You know what the doula is?
Yeah, that one, the one supports you with the pregnancy. I had a photo shoot with a doula the other day.
Oh, doula, it's beautiful, yeah. And my doula was white woman.
Of
so
course.
they know it. Yeah, because in France there is no lot of, and she was just perfect. A doula, she didn't stay with me while I was giving birth, but she followed me through the pregnancy, because you need to have always a sister who will tell you what's going on at your back, because you never know what's going on at your back, and your emotion can get out of the, when you're giving birth, you can get fears. So a doula, it's a sister who tells you, how do you feel? What happened?
Have a respectful husband from France.
Yes.
He's a Muslim or not?
Cedric is a Muslim. Yeah.
Interesting.
Actually, you have to know how we get married. We have a friend in common, and I was going back to Djibouti. So, like I told you, I left Djibouti I was 35, because 37 years old. I left everybody. I'm like, okay, people need to forget me as the tourism girl. They need to see me as a therapist, because you cannot switch just like that. So I went back to Canada to do some other classes for 2 years, so people in Djibouti forget me and I can come back as a therapist. And one of my friend, I call a friend of mine, she's like, I'm going back to Djibouti, I want to get settled, but this guy who's want to settle is still drinking alcohol, I'm not into that, it's too heavy for me. And she's like, oh, my friend Cedric, he became Muslim last year. He want to settle down. This is how Cedric and I get married.
But was it a conscious choice to marry a French Muslim?
It was actually, the thing is, everything is conscious. Once I knew deep down that we are women. Women are the one who create love, by the way. We create love, Lina. I'm not into those accidental way of thinking of the love. Love, like people, I want to eat you, and it's eager, and taking the clothes off. No, I'm not into that stuff.
And that doesn't last for another 50 years.
Exactly, I'm not into that. I'm like, okay, girls, let's be real. Love is how we create it every day, Lina. Every day, the words we put it, how we make the other person feel.
How
it's like
I
a
decide
plant.
to look at the other person.
Exactly, it's a plant. How you take care of a plant. This is how I see. And once you know that, khalas. I'm not telling you I had the best wedding, because Cedric was somebody who was always choleric, not at me, but at his work. He's always on fire. But now he become so cool. He wasn't like that before. We women can create our reality, by the way. It's crazy. So yeah, it was interesting. And like I said, I couldn't have a child before because I was already married to a child. It's funny, huh? Marriage is like marrying a child. Cedric was like my kid, taking care of his way of thinking, relax, man, it's nothing, just, I think, Lina, the funny thing, men, once they leave their mother, they think of us as their mother. It's when we open like the eyes and you ready to look really what's our relationship. I can see that we always like a woman is always the one who's like a maternal way of thinking. Oh, did you eat food? Oh, my baby didn't. You see?
It's interesting. I have just come away again from the baby and the birth, but I just because I have this with a lot of my friends that. And the question is always, do I need to change my behavior as a woman, Do I need to take myself back a little bit to let the man also stand straight and be a man,
But we're doing, but in the house, it seems like the house, it's still our way, it's our peaceful. It's, you see, if you want to be peace in your house, you are the one who should be equal. Yeah, I think this is, otherwise we are lying to ourselves because then you have your masculine energy and then it's always fighting. But once you put your feminine energy, you equalize, you become the peaceful woman who,
who is also part mother, right?
Exactly.
And carer. And
always we are the
this
one.
it's a dance.
It's a dance, true.
But how did you end up, or like, I mean, how did your husband trust you so much? It's also, I think it's a big thing to let you have birth by yourself.
I teach him. There is you call it's a free birth, it exists, free birth society. There is a lot of videos, there is a lot of documentary, and you have to teach him. Like you teach your husband how to love him. True. We are teachers, by the way. We teach. Oh, me, I don't like that, man. You have to do that. So you teach them. And the funny part, he had another wife like 15 years ago. So she has a daughter. She's 16.
Wow.
Yeah, and he divorced her after 1 year. The first wife, and the first wife he was so shocked by the hospital. By the way. They did crazy stuff on his ex-wife, so he was not into the hospital thing, but he was not okay also with this because he didn't know. So I had to teach him, show him how it goes, show him a woman who births by orgasm. It does exist also.
Wow.
Yes, but people don't talk about that. It exists. A woman who, when she's giving birth, she having an orgasm actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful
and they
birth.
Call it, yeah, exactly. They call it orgasmic births. You can Google it. You will see orgasmic birth exists. So once you deprogram
your brain,
khalas. Like I call it decolonize your mind. Or like Bob Marley said, emancipate your mind, decolonize your mind, and then you can see other way of doing.
And this is so, for me, I am at the moment trying to understand, but understand here and here, how to mix these two.
Thank you.
You know,
this is a marriage.
And balance it, because we have this beautiful brain, and I love that we are talking about the brain, but also we are talking about the heart and the intuition, right?
They have to get married.
And where does it always start from? Even telepathy or stuff like that. Like, does it start here with that connection? Or does it start here? Or like, you know?
Oh my God, this is all of that. You have the stomach. Because as a woman, the stomach also, we feel, yes. The heart, I mean, you have to get married. Your soul have to trust you. The brain, it's perfect. It's like a computer. A computer cannot work without you. The brain is the computer.
So interesting. So you programmed your brain to give birth, to prepare yourself, and to prepare your body to give birth by yourself, but also you knew inside yourself that this is possible. There was no doubt.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Because birth and death is the same thing. Once you are not scared of death, then you can Because what people are not, why they are not doing that, because they think the doctor will keep them from death. But once you there is what we call a small death. When you wake up, we call it awakening. You know, when you awake to the reality, خلاص, you're dead. You feel dead because you, like, the walls are, it's like the movie Matrix, you know, the walls are out and everything. So once you experience that death, you're not scared of the other deaths anymore, because death do not exist in your mind. In my mind, death do not exist.
It is amazing, and I could sit here and talk. I could talk to you now about so many more things, right? I mean, for me, it's just beautiful to have you here, and I think a lot of people can, and this is why I'm actually doing this podcast. I can get a lot of inspiration. This is about getting little seeds, you know, because every one of us is living a different life, and every one of us seeks inspiration, and every one of us is inspired by people that do different, that think different, that do different. And for me, okay, when I want to learn or meet you in person, when I want to learn more about you, I can follow you on Instagram. If I speak French, but maybe soon when you go to Kenya, you will change.
But I thought that you can read it in English also in my Instagram. I thought you
the stories. I don't know.
I know the
maybe
stories,
with the new AI and
stuff. I don't know. Yeah,
and
I'll check.
So, but people could also come and join you on your retreats.
Of course.
Because I know that's how we met. You are doing retreats at the moment in Morocco, but I guess also in East Africa.
In Kenya, yeah.
And I mean, everyone is welcome. That is female, I guess.
Yes.
And so for me, like a core question, that's why I'm also doing my podcast, is what really matters in life? Like what does really matter in life? If everything falls down, like if everything is a mess, but what is life about? Like, why are we here?
Experience. We are experience, my dear. I mean, you just hear this is a close, then experience it. Don't put yourself into a box. Go out of your box. Experience what makes you joy, what you want to taste. I mean, this is the purpose of life, you know. For me, this is the purpose of life. And then we continue, of course, after that they call it death, but for me it's like one of the African philosophers was saying. He says changement de domicile. It's like you changing your house. Death is like changing your house. It's just that.
And if I look at you and you say, I decide, I create.
I'm a creator, yeah.
You are a creator.
True.
But is there also for the creator, a big creator question to me is do I always learn to accept what is and recreate it my way? For example, I am in a relationship, but it's not going the way I wanted to go, or I'm in a situation, I'm living in a country, but I'm not.
You can fix it. It's if you don't want to fix it, it's because you're finding something out of this relationship. You don't stay in a relationship just like that. You stay in a relationship because you're getting something out of it.
And there it's about getting into the awareness, into the conscious awareness
of
what it is.
Exactly.
And then fix it inside.
Exactly. Always. The thing is, let's just be honest with ourselves. People are scared of being honest with them.
Thank you so much for this amazing talk. I think we're gonna do it again.
It's the first time I'm accepting an interview.
What?
I always say no thank you, because I was not ready until I gave birth. I wanted to keep it for myself because I was married for 5 years. I'm like, okay, since I started Instagram, people are, let's interview. I'm like, no, I can't. Now I'm ready to do interview because khalas, I did what I wanted to do. So I can,
I am very honored. I'm very, very honored. It was such a big gift that you came.
Thank you. Thank you to you. Thank you to telling me that it's possible because, it's possible actually. I haven't speak English in France. I don't speak English. I lost some of my words. But then again,
Ladies
it's
and
like a
gentlemen,
bicycle.
this woman that just talked to me for 2 hours in English does not speak English.
Exactly, it's a bicycle, huh? Once you never forget how to drive a bicycle, yeah.
I'm very grateful. Thank you so much for this big gift.
Thank you.
I learned a lot today.
Thank
You
you.
inspire me a lot.
Thank
And
you.
I know
It
we're
was
gonna
fun.
stay in touch. And
Yes.
I'm gonna link all for everyone where to find you
Yes.
underneath.
Welcome. Thank you.
Shukran B'Zef.
Thank you, Mama. It was so cool.
Thank you.